Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Splinter Cell. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the massive news that dropped yesterday from Ubisoft. They actually confirmed that a original Splinter Cell remake is in development over at Ubisoft Toronto. And with that being said, there were a lot of leaks over the last couple of weeks talking about an open world Splinter Cell game, and a lot of people were really worried that this new Splinter Cell game that got greenlit was going to kind of ruin the franchise, going away from what the franchise was known for, that linear stealth tactical gameplay that we all know and love from those original games. A lot of people were really worried, and with this official announcement, them saying that they're going to be remaking the original Splinter Cell from the ground up utilizing the Snowdrop engine, that is really exciting. That is a really good engine for that type of game. We've been talking about that here on the channel, that I'd really like to see that utilized in the Ghost Recon franchise, and this really excites me about the future of what this could bring to the table for the other Ubisoft franchises, especially when it comes to full remakes, because I've talked about this here on the channel before. The Ezio collection from Ubisoft wasn't really a remaster, it wasn't really a remake. It actually looks worse than the original versions of the game. I would really like to see them move this direction if they're going to remaster or if they're going to remake any games moving forward, to fully build them from the ground up with modern technology, a modern engine, that kind of stuff, just like they're going to be doing here with this new Splinter Cell remake. So with all of that being said, we're going to be going down through the official released article over on the official Ubisoft website. I will link it down below in the description for those of you that want to go check it out for yourself. But before we hop into that, if you guys go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would be super appreciated. Also, for those of you that may be new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you do not miss any of my future uploads. So first off, Ubisoft has greenlit the development of a Splinter Cell remake that will draw from the rich canvas of the brand. Led by Ubisoft Toronto, the game will be rebuilt from the ground up using Ubisoft's own Snowdrop engine, the same engine being used to develop Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, as well as Ubisoft's upcoming Star Wars game. Along with that, obviously, it was utilized in Tom Clancy's The Division, and with that, they're going to deliver new generation visuals and gameplay and the dynamic lighting and shadows the series is known for. So now we're going to be going down through a couple of different parts of this article, and this was basically a Q&A. They were actually asking some of the developers of this game over at Ubisoft Toronto some different questions, and I will be reading their responses to these questions, and I really think this is making it look very bright for this game, because they're really going to be throwing it back to a lot of the original stuff that was in that game and what made that game great. So in the essence of time, I'm not going to be going down through every single one of these questions, but like I said, I will link this article down below in the description for those of you that want to go look at it for yourself. So the first question asks, Splinter Cell is being remade in the Snowdrop engine. What does it enable you to do that wouldn't have been possible 19 years ago, or that wouldn't be possible with other engines even now? So Peter Hondrinos, he is a developer on the new Splinter Cell remake, goes on to say that Snowdrop is a proven modern AAA engine. It empowers content creators and programmers alike to try things quickly, see what works, and ultimately find success. I think that's one of its major advantages, allowing us to quickly find the modern equivalent of that core Splinter Cell gameplay. Some other AAA engines out there do not afford this type of iteration speed. And with that being said, that was definitely showcased in the original reveal trailer of the Snowdrop engine. It is a very user-friendly engine, and I think this is definitely going to help them speed up the process of development of this game. So the next question was asked, and it said, what aspects do you think are most important to update? What is the core of this experience that needs to be preserved? And this is a very, very good question, especially for those diehard Splinter Cell fans out there. And Chris Audi goes on to say that Splinter Cell was a breakthrough in stealth. It was stealth redefined with a huge focus on getting that core gameplay right above all and delivering on an ideal: be a ghost. It's important for us to preserve the sense of mastery by supporting players who observe the situations, make their plan, use their gadgets, and outsmart the enemy creatively to deal with the challenges they are presented with. Ideally, they end up coming out on the other side with no one having realized that they were there. That's the essence of Splinter Cell, and that is 100%, I cannot agree more with that statement. You don't get to see that kind of gameplay anymore. Even in the Metal Gear Solid franchise, they've kind of steered away from that. you really have lost that Splinter Cell vibe of those original Splinter Cell games. Even Blacklist, yes, it was a Splinter Cell game, but it really didn't have that kind of gameplay, and I think that's been something that a lot of people have been missing. And then when you take that original core gameplay idea with those stealth mechanics, the way you can kind of use your gadgets and stuff to go through missions without even having the enemy know that you're there, and then you up that all the way to a modern game engine with Snowdrop, modern graphics, modern lighting and stuff like that, I really think this is going to be a fantastic game if done right. So the next question that was actually asked is, beyond what we've discussed, what is the most important for readers to take away from this massive announcement? So the devs go on to say that a lot of time has passed since the original Splinter Cell and even since the last sequel, enough time to miss an entire console generation. So the last one being released all the way back in 2013, nearly 8 years ago, and actually at this point it's been a little bit over 8 years. And then if you go all the way back to the original, which was 19 years ago, there's a lot of fans of that franchise that haven't really been intertwined with Splinter Cell in almost a decade. So that's definitely a huge thing that they're going to be fixing with this remake. And they go on to say that, so now we're going to take the time to explore what this means for the franchise. So they go on to say that they're going to take the time to explore what this means for the devs, for lights and shadow, for animation tech, for gameplay, AI, even audio. We're going to ask ourselves, where does it make sense for us to innovate? What not only fits with the legacy, but brings the game up to a level that will be expected of us, and where can we surprise our players? We want to bring them something new, yet still connect them to that feeling that they had 2 decades ago playing that masterpiece for the very first time. And with that being said, on paper, this sounds fantastic. They're going to be going back to the roots of the franchise, but they're also going to be bringing in some new stuff to kind of up it to the new generation of gaming. As long as they do a good balance with that, I think this is going to be a really, really good game. So one of the other developers also says that he's going to throw this out there. You have to have a tagline, and one of the things that we're using currently as the tagline from the very beginning is the phrase, "Respect the goggles." I love the goggles as a symbol for Sam, and we are going to be making a game that is going to be modern but built around the foundation of the brand's rich history. The game earned its stripes the right way by being innovative and challenging, and a really different experience than what was on the marketplace at the time. Respect the goggles helps to remind us that the fact that we have to do it justice. There's stuff that simply needs to be redone from scratch to be up to snuff for a modern gameplay experience. With that though, what we need to do to absolutely preserve the feeling of early Splinter Cell, we're going to be straddling the line between the spirit of the old and the comfort of the new, so that we can excite and surprise new players, but also make sure that when we are returning players pick up the controller, they have that sigh of relief saying, ah, they got it right. They also go on to say that it's safe to say a lot of us on the team are stealth purists, and we're behind that level of seriousness when it comes to those kinds of mechanics and those sorts of things that we want to see in the game, and we're very, very aware of what makes classic Splinter Cell what it is. And lastly, this very last line of the article I think is very telling, and it makes me even more excited about what this game can actually bring. They go on to say that with this remake, we are building a solid base for the future of Splinter Cell. So does that mean that after this, we might see a Splinter Cell game that kind of picks up after Blacklist? Are they going to go through and remake the entire franchise similar to what they're doing with the Resident Evil series? Who knows, only time will tell, but with this we did finally get confirmation of a new Splinter Cell game. Yes, it's technically not a new game, it is a remake of the original, but they're going to be building it from the ground up, recreating it in the modern Snowdrop engine, which I'm really excited to see how that engine works with a Splinter Cell game. But with that being said, that is going to do it for the video. I just kind of wanted to bring all of this information to you guys. I'm really excited about this finally being officially announced. They did say that this is very early in development, so I don't think we're going to be seeing anything from this anytime soon. But just the fact that they confirmed that they're building the original Splinter Cell from the ground up in the Snowdrop engine is honestly enough for me at this point. That just really excites me about the future of the franchise moving forward. But like I said, that is all for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, you are excited about the confirmation of a Splinter Cell remake, make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you are new to stay up to date on all content surrounding Splinter Cell here on the channel moving forward. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.